Okay, welcome to Podnutz Daily for March 16th, 2009, episode number, where's my notes? Episode number 153. I'm trying so many new programs today, so I hope this all works out. We're doing pretty good in the shop. You know, can't complain with the whole economy the way it is. We're still doing pretty good, so I like to buy a couple toys here and there to keep my my tech appetite satisfied. And recently I bought a new interface for my microphone to go into my computer. It's called the Audio Control 1 from Native Instruments. It's a USB interface. You plug your mic or an instrument in, and it's supposed to have like great sampling rates, and it's supposed to be real clear and this and that. And it was supposed to be a really cool, good thing because it has these analog to digital converters, which record at a sampling rate of 192 kilohertz. And I'm like, well, that sounds great. That's like higher than I've ever seen. And that's all fine and good, and it sounds pretty good. But when you mix down to an MP3, actually, I'm clipping a little bit, so let me just turn it down. Check. And that sounds great, but when you mix down to an MP3, you got to lower the quality anyway. So even though, and also I found out after I bought this thing, my onboard sound card in my new PC here also records a sampling rate of 192. So last night, my eyes still hurt because of this. I've been measuring the sounds and comparing the sound of my onboard video card with the new thing I bought, the new box I bought, and you know, I'm just going to keep the box because it's a little clearer than the onboard audio. Little clearer. And I would suspect for recording guitar and recording different instruments, it's going to be a lot better. So it also came with some pretty cool software. Okay, that being said, and I hope I'm still recording here. Yes, I am. That being said, I'm using a new recording program for the podcast. I'm not using Audacity anymore, which I used since I started using the PC. The last 10 shows or so, I've been recording with Audacity. There's an awesome free recording program called Reaper. It's at reaper.fm. And it's basically like a multi-track recorder, similar to like Cubase or Cakewalk or what's the other one? Logic. And there's one for the Mac, I can't remember, Pro Tools, that kind of thing. But it's freeware. I mean, you can pay, and it's, I think, a couple $100 to pay, but you can also use the evaluation copy forever. You just have to watch like a 6-second ad after your 30-day free trial is over, like every time you start the program or something like that. But so far, it's been working great. It allows me to record multiple tracks. So I'm recording my voice on one track, Skype on the second track. And that's what I'm doing. Let me talk a little bit more about some other cool stuff before we get into computer repair stuff. The Podnutz forums are going strong. There's over 400 members now on the Podnutz forums. I haven't posted a post in quite a while personally. I am very glad that there is some moderators now in the forum. Timster is a moderator. No Bad Dog is the other moderator, and AMD Man is the third moderator. I don't know if he knows it yet, but I made him a moderator last night. He asked because I was asking for people to help out in the forums because we were getting hit with some spam in the forums. Okay, I changed the registration process for the forum members. So now anybody who now wants to join the forums, you have to basically you get an email once you register, and you have to click a link in your email to actually activate your registration. So that extra step has cut out the spam that we've been getting. Unless the spam people get a little more tricky, we're not going to have to bump up the process at all. But that's pretty, you know, not very, it's not real heavy security. So, but as long as it's working the way it is now, we're going to keep that method. But thank you guys. Timster made me alert of the spam happening in the forums. I did not even know about it personally. I'm going to try to get in there more, guys. But you know what? The forums are almost overwhelming now with all the stuff in there. You know, there's a lot of great information. I really strongly suggest you guys join if you haven't joined yet and contribute because there's so much. This show, what I say on this show, it only comes out of my head and is a fraction of the information that you could actually get in the forums for free. So take advantage of the forums. thank you guys who are moderating the forums. If I need any more moderators, I will put the word out, and if you guys want to help me with that, that'd be fantastic. Next thing is interview. I'm trying to get a special guest for the next interview of Podnutz. Timster, if you're there, don't say anything. I'm trying to get a special guest for the next interview for Podnutz, and the episode's going to be on the Ultimate Boot CD for Windows, not the Ultimate Boot CD period. The Ultimate Boot CD for Windows. That's the one I use in my shop, and that is the one that I want to do the podcast on. So I'm going to see if I can get a special guest for that. We'll know in the middle of the week if that happens or not. In the meantime, I'm probably going to record another episode of Podnutz before the Ultimate Boot CD one, because it might take a little while before I get that one, the Ultimate Boot CD one actually recorded. Plus, there's going to be so much to cover in that one that I really want to be prepared for that. All right, let me look at my notes here. That's it for that stuff. Let's get into some computer repair stuff. Customer came in with a Gateway laptop. It's a grandfather. And this is about the third or fourth time he's brought this laptop in. It's his granddaughter's laptop. And I think how it works in this family is Pop will fix anything, and so that gives us the right to break anything, whatever we want. So this granddaughter, I don't know what she does to this laptop, but she destroys it. And he takes it, brings it in, I fix it, I give it back to him, and she destroys it again. Well, on this particular time, it was we'd boot up the system, and we would see the hard drive would kick on, and then we'd see the Windows screen come up with the scroll bar going across the loading screen on Vista. This is Vista, by the way. And then after the loading screen went away, just had a blank screen. It would never come out of that. So first thing we tried to do is a startup repair using F8. If you press F8, where you're normally going to go into safe mode, in Vista now, there's an option to repair my PC. Click that. It'll try to do a startup repair to fix anything that's messing up during a startup. Tried that. Still didn't work. We also tried. I want to get this straight because the ending is not what you might think. We also tried doing a system restore. We tried check disk. We tried all of these things, and they just weren't working. So we then suspected it was a hard drive that was bad. Well, sometimes you get to listen to a hard drive, just listen to it, put it up to your ear, and you can tell if it's bad, if it's clicking a certain way or this and that. Another way to test if your hard drive is bad and everything else is good is to load something from a CD. Load Knoppix or load BART PE or load the Ultimate Boot CD for Windows. If that loads, then you know that your disk drive is good, your motherboard's good, your processor's good, your RAM is good, which leaves the hard drive, which has to be bad. Well, I ran